Ever watch a volleyball game and wonder how good players make it look so easy? Today's session, we are talking about anticipatory movements and reactionary movements.
Rally will continue.
Today's session, we are going to review a very long rally. We're going to be talking about what makes that rally so long, how the players can connect all of the contacts, and what makes this rally so pretty. Now, one of the things that I notice while I'm watching this whole clip is the fluidity of the contacts and the movements. And what they're doing is called anticipatory moves, which means that each team, each position, each player is anticipating what could happen from the opponent. It's very much like watching a movie and trying to decide who's the love interest, who's the killer, who's the boss, what the story plot is, and trying to see how they all fit into each other, and you're waiting for more information. The more information you get, the better it is to anticipate, and that's how we should watch volleyball also. The clip that we're going to be analyzing today is one of the longest rallies in college volleyball history. It was between Nebraska and Illinois in the days of Michaela Fecke and Jordan Poulter. And I'm going to analyze what makes this rally so sustainable, what makes it keep going, what makes it so pretty, what makes it flow, and how the players connect their contacts. We're going to be focusing on Nebraska's side of the court. They're in red. And the blockers, as soon as the pass happens, they're already evaluating how high the ball is, where the ball's going, what Jordan Poulter, the setter for Illinois, is having to do. Is she moving? Is she not moving? And they're looking for the hitters to show up in their zone. And right there, when the right side, the middle comes around and attacks a slide, the libero for Nebraska in black was ready for that swing, but it hit the blocker's hands and deflected. But because she was already ready, thinking that it might hit the blocker's hand, she was ready to go. So that's anticipating. And she makes a controlled play for it. They get back into position as Illinois is playing their plays out. And there goes Jordan Poulter. She's going up with one arm. She's going over with her left arm, and she's going to dump way down the line, deep in the left back corner. And the libero saw Jordan's tip move, her hand go up, so she starts to creep in. But watch the middle back. The middle back sees the libero go up to cover her zone, but she makes the move over to the left back corner and covers Jordan's shot easily and under control because she anticipated that that might happen. She makes a controlled play. The setter already releases to the net to set. Now, as Illinois transitions this play out, they set the outside hitter, the girl with the teal band on. She gets blocked and is covered by her libero because her libero was anticipating that she was going to get blocked. She covered that ball. They set her again, and she goes up for a roll shot into the middle of the court. But what did the setter do for Nebraska? The setter saw the roll shot and anticipated that it wasn't going to be a hard hit because she had information to believe that the hitter wasn't in a good position to hit that very hard. And she already made her move to go get that ball. Now, Nebraska's libero was making the same anticipation move and made the same judgment on that ball. And she went also, but saw the setter step in front of her, so the libero just backed her up. And once the libero's on the floor, she can no longer do her job. So middle back comes and takes her position because the middle back player was playing the libero's play. Here's a good example of what it looks like when you're thinking what could happen next and what do you do about what you think could happen next. Illinois' attacker hits the ball and Nebraska's outside hitter and middle release to block that ball. And they get a touch on it, but it comes down. The middle plays it up, but it goes over the net. And Nebraska's defense immediately stops and gets low in this position, and the blocker goes back up to the net to block it because she knew the ball was going to go over the net. And what happens when the ball goes over the net? The attacker's probably going to attack it. The libero makes a great save, and right there, as the libero is making a scramble move for that coverage, middle back is on the floor because she was also going for the same ball. She was anticipating the libero not being able to touch it. And the play continues. Now here in the middle of this rally is a good example of what I mean by playing each other's play. When a player is playing someone else's play, like a teammate, it means that not only are you watching the other player make the actual dig or the contact, but instead of just watching her do it and then reacting to her dig, she was playing her play already. So she's already in motion, and that makes it easier to connect that play. It also makes it easier to read that body language for the rest of her teammates to follow around her.
Own attack, but Burks was ready. Becky, big swing from her.
And someone had to make an error to end that rally. It was bound to end some way. Key takeaways from this clip: if you want to extend your play and help your flow be just a little bit smoother and a little bit prettier, first, make sure that your eyes, your legs, and your posture are in ready. And you're watching the ball, looking for information while the ball is in flight, and you're trying to pick up that storyline. 2, trying to figure out what could be next. What's the next thing that could happen to the ball, or what's the next thing that the opponent might do that I could be more ready for? And the third thing, and probably the most important thing of trying to make rallies last longer, is playing each other's play. If you are playing your teammate's play versus just watching your teammate play and then reacting to it, then you're probably gonna have longer rallies, and you'll probably have a smoother motion and a more controlled contact. Having anticipatory movements are very easy for, say, pros and elite level athletes because they have a lot of experience and reps to base their information from, but it doesn't just happen. One thing you can do to practice anticipating more is visualize what the play could be as the player is doing it. For example, if I'm a libero on my team and I'm watching the setter go up to set, I'm visualizing her dumping the ball over the net, and then when she doesn't dump, I was already ready for it, but if she doesn't dump, I can just go to the next move. Anticipatory moves are very much like reading, because what you're looking for and what you're actually reading could include body language, could include attitude, and you pick up on these things, and that might give you some information about what might happen. But if you're on the court and not thinking about these things and plugging them into your head while the ball is in flight, you're not using your brain. You're just sitting there on the court, maybe ready, but not actually ready for anything. In that case, you're just reacting. So let's move towards anticipating. My name's Addie with Sports Idol Nation. Sports is in our DNA, and we hope it's in yours too.